You ever seen someone mix E85 with regular gas in a non-flex fuel car? Because some dude on the internet said it saves money. Yeah, I've had that guy in my shop. Spoiler, it didn't save him anything. Except maybe future trips to the gas station, cause his check engine light lit up like a Christmas tree. And that's just one of the fuel myths people still fall for, even in 2025. From coasting in neutral to topping off the tank like it's a soda fountain, these habits aren't just wrong. They're slowly wrecking your car and draining your wallet. I've been wrenching on cars for years, and let me tell you, half the repairs I see start with someone trusting bad fuel advice. Stick around because I'm breaking down 9 fuel myths that are costing drivers big time, and chances are, you're doing at least one of them. Want to stop wasting gas and outsmart the pump? Hit that subscribe button, and let's kill these myths for good. Myth No. 9. Letting your car idle to warm up saves gas. Every winter, I see drivers sitting in their driveway, engines idling away, thinking they're helping their engine with a good old-fashioned warm-up. But here's the truth. That habit is a leftover from the days of chokes and old carburetors. Today's modern cars use fuel injection and smart air-fuel ratio control that adjusts everything instantly, even on a cold start. One guy came in last January wondering why his fuel use was so high. Turns out he was letting it run for 15 minutes every morning. That's not savings. That's pure waste. The myth is that a warm engine performs better right away, but really just driving gently for the first few minutes warms things up faster and cleaner. The system injectors and sensors don't need that long idle. You're not just burning extra gas, you're adding unnecessary engine wear, creating more emissions, and doing a disservice to your efficiency and the environment. Want real performance and lower maintenance bills? Skip the long warm-up, watch the dashboard temp gauge and ease into your drive. Your mechanics and your wallet will thank you. Myth No. 8. Cold weather destroys MPG. Cold mornings bring in all kinds of complaints. My mileage just tanked overnight. One guy came in convinced his car was broken because he lost 3 mpg after a cold snap. Truth is, cold weather does affect your fuel economy, but not in the way most people think. Between low tire pressure, thickened engine oil, and a longer warm-up time, your car's dealing with more resistance and sluggish fluids. Add in a cold start, and your combustion isn't firing at max efficiency. The fuel just isn't burning as clean until things heat up. The real kicker, it's also your habits. That morning idling to warm up the car, blasting the heater and short trips, where the engine never reaches full temp. All of that stacks up. Battery drag, sticky transmission shifts, and even dense air create extra rolling resistance. The fix? Check your tire pressure regularly, switch to proper winter oil, and drive gently during the first few minutes. Skip the warm-up and let your system get to work while you're already moving. Cold doesn't destroy MPG. Neglecting maintenance and smart driving does. Myth No. 7. Premium fuel gives better mileage and cleans engine. I had a guy roll in last month with a newer turbocharged body, convinced he needed premium gas to boost performance and keep the engine clean. Told me he read somewhere that high-octane fuel burns better and extends spark plug life. Here's the truth. Unless your manufacturer actually says premium is required, like it's printed in your manual, you're just torching your wallet. Premium has a higher rating, sure, but in a standard compression engine, it offers zero efficiency gains. It doesn't magically clean injectors or make your gasoline more powerful. That fancy advertising, all marketing fluff. Your car doesn't need an upgrade it wasn't built for. What really gets me is how many drivers fall for this misconception. One customer switched from regular to high octane, expecting some kind of boost. All he got was a lighter wallet and no real difference at the pump. Modern cars are tuned to run clean using the detergents already in standard fuel. You want maintenance? Stick to what your specs say, save the money, and avoid all the unnecessary additives. Why pay more for something your vehicles can't even use? Unless you're running a high-performance setup that knocks on manuals, burn that myth and run what your car was made for. Myth No. 6. Using eco mode dramatically boosts fuel economy. One guy came in asking why his car felt sluggish in eco mode. Said it was like stepping on a sponge instead of the gas pedal. I told him that's by design. Eco mode dials back the throttle, softens the acceleration, and tweaks the shift points on the transmission to help you save fuel. It limits engine power and responsiveness, especially in city driving, to make your driving style more efficient, even if it feels like the car's dragging its feet. But does it dramatically boost fuel economy? Not always. It depends on your habits. If you're already a smooth driver, Eco Mode won't add much. Maybe a few percentage points in savings. But if you're heavy on the throttle, it can be a game changer. Some systems even reduce climate control or AC usage to save energy. Just don't expect magic. This is more of a tech assist, not a cheat code. Want real results? Combine Eco Mode with smart speed control, light cruise usage, and consistent driving. It's a tool, but like any tool, it depends on the vehicle, the tuning, and the driver behind the wheel. Myth No. 5. Mixing ethanol, E85, with regular gas saves money. A guy came into the shop bragging he was saving money by mixing E85 with regular gas. Said he read online that it boosts octane and helps performance. What he didn't realize is his car wasn't flex fuel compatible. Within a week, his check engine light came on, and his fuel economy tanked. That high ethanol blend messes with your air-fuel ratio, oxygen sensors, and even the injectors if your engine isn't designed to handle it. It also lowers the energy content per gallon, so if you're filling up more often, there go your savings. Your ECU and fuel system need to be calibrated for this kind of fuel mix, or you risk misfueling, combustion issues, and long-term damage. I've even seen warranty claims denied after folks ignored their manufacturer's manual. Not worth it. When you use E85, make sure your vehicle is labeled as flex fuel. It'll have a pump label or a yellow gas cap. Otherwise, stick with the correct fuel grade, keep your MPG in check, and avoid costly diagnostics and tuning just to chase a few bucks at the pump. Myth No. 4. Windows down, V's AC saves more fuel. I had a guy in the shop swearing that keeping the windows open saved him tons on fuel economy. Said he never used the AC even on 90-degree days. But here's the kicker. His engine was struggling on the highway, and his mileage wasn't as great as he thought. What he didn't realize is, once you hit those higher speeds, all that airflow disruption causes drag. Messes with your aerodynamics and bumps up resistance, forcing your vehicle to work harder. So while you get that nice ventilation, your engine load quietly rises, and there go your savings. In city driving, yeah, open windows at low speed can be more efficient than firing up the climate system. But on longer travel or short trips with lots of stops, that compressor and blower on the AC might actually use less fuel than you think, especially if you recirculate the cabin air and don't blast at full throttle. Want a tip? Find the warmest setting you can handle. Let the hot air escape before turning the fan on, and don't treat the vents like a jet engine. It's all about real-world habits and balancing comfort, efficiency, and your driving conditions. Myth No. 3. Coasting in neutral saves fuel. Had a guy coast into my shop, literally. He swore that popping into neutral every time he went downhill was saving him gas. Problem is, on modern cars, that's just not how the fuel system works. When you take your foot off the gas while in gear, most engines trigger a fuel cutoff. They're burning zero fuel while engine braking. But in neutral, your car has to stay idling, sipping fuel the whole way down. So instead of a free ride, you're just letting your engine burn fuel slowly and unnecessarily. Then there's the safety side. When you're coasting in neutral, you've reduced control, no quick acceleration, delayed engagement, and added wear on the transmission when shifting back into drive. On an automatic, that can mess with the torque converter and gearbox, leading to serious damage or even legal trouble. Some states have laws against this because it's considered unsafe. Want better efficiency and real-world savings? Stay in gear, use smart deceleration, and let the car's tech handle it. Don't try to glide your way to better fuel economy. It's a myth that can cost you way more than you save. Myth No. 2. Topping off the tank gets you more gas. Last week, I had a customer come in complaining about a strong fume smell and a check engine light. We popped the hood and guess what? The charcoal canister in his evaporative emission system was completely soaked. He'd been topping off after the pump clicked, trying to squeeze out a few more dollars of value. All he got was a ruined sensor, wasted fuel, and a repair bill that wasn't cheap. When the tank is full, that extra gasoline doesn't go where you think. It backs up into the vapor recovery line or spills out the filler neck, especially as the fuel warms and expands. People forget the auto shoot-off is there for a reason. Force more volume in and you risk spillage, corrosion, and even messing up your car's efficiency. Ever notice a splash of fuel on the ground after you fill? That's your money and safety leaking away. Plus, that stuff can eat into your paint. Want to avoid backflow, leaks, and unnecessary repair costs? Just stop when it clicks. You're not gaining anything. You're putting your environment, your gauge, and your wallet at risk. Why create a hazard for a habit that offers zero savings? Myth no one. Filling up when tank is half full prevents damage. Had a customer who'd panic every time his fuel level dropped below half. Thought he was killing his fuel pump. Truth is, that's more myth than science, especially in modern cars. Your fuel system is designed to run low sometimes. It's not gonna implode if you ride out the range to the warning light. Yes, the fuel does help with cooling the pump, and running on fumes constantly might cause long-term wear, but filling up at half tank like clockwork? That's overkill for most folks. Now, if you've got a lot of sediment, debris, or contaminants in your tank, yeah, you might risk clogging the filter or fuel lines, but the junk gets pulled whether the tank's full or nearly empty. That's what filters are for. Want to prevent real damage? Stick to good maintenance, replace the filter when scheduled, and avoid letting the car sit empty for weeks. That's when evaporation fumes and fuel starvations start messing with your injection and performance. Don't stress the half-tank line. Worry more about driving habits and ignoring your diagnostics. Conclusion. So yeah, if you're still doing any of these, you're not saving fuel. You're just burning cash and wrecking your car in slow motion. These myths don't just waste money. They wear down your engine, kill your MPG, and leave you chasing problems that never needed to exist. Skip the internet nonsense. Stick to real-world habits, smart maintenance, and what your car was actually built to do. Got a fuel-saving myth I missed? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this helped you even a little, hit that like button. It tells me to make more no BS videos like this. And hey, if you're serious about keeping your car running smooth without getting ripped off, subscribe. I've got more mechanic secrets coming that'll save you thousands. Catch you in the next one.